Hi guys, welcome back to the Fifth House Frequency podcast. I'm your host, Haley, and welcome to my birthday pajama party. If you're on YouTube, you can see I am fully in my pajamas. That's the vibe I wanted to go with today. And this is a very special episode. My birthday is on Saturday, so just in a couple days as this comes out, and I wanted to do a little birthday episode for you guys. It is like a running joke with everyone that knows me that every single year, like clockwork, I cry on my birthday. It is inevitable. It does not matter what my plans are, what I'm doing. I could have the most fun day planned in the world, and I will somehow still find myself crying every single birthday. And that is actually super common. A lot of girls just cry on their birthdays. That's just a thing. Believe it or not, there is actually an astrological reason why this happens. So we're going to be diving into that. We're going to be going over what I plan to do on my birthday this year to make it the best that it can be. Kind of how I treat birthdays. I treat it more like a new year for myself than I do a birthday. And yeah, we're just going to be going over all things solar return, aka birthday. So I'm excited. So like I said, my birthday is on Saturday. I'm going to be turning 29, which, side note, not really having to do with solar returns, but my Saturn return is going to heavily be affecting me in this year. It's the year 29 that it affects you the most. So if you don't know what a Saturn return is, I can maybe do an episode on that, but it's basically where Saturn returns to where it was when you were born, and Saturn is the planet of discipline, maturity, getting things done. Basically, it's like a huge reality check. That's why so many adults, when they turn 29, they get married or have kids, or they have this big career change, or their whole life falls apart, they get divorced. A bunch of things can happen when you are going through your Saturn return, and the purpose of it is to just get back in alignment with your true self. So that's a side note. My 29th year is going to be heavy Saturn return energy, and Saturn is in my 11th house, which is somewhat career focused, a lot of it networking, social media focused. So I'm very excited to see what Saturn has in store for me this year. But anyway, my birthday's on Saturday, turning 29. I'm a Scorpio, as you guys know. I don't think I've ever said my big three on here, but I am a Scorpio sun, Capricorn moon, Gemini rising. So if you're curious, that's my big three. But I have found that as I get older, I don't really treat my birthday as a normal birthday. I feel like society, we're supposed to have these big celebrations and you're supposed to have the time of your life and everything is just so fun and magical. And I feel like social media also puts a ton of pressure on birthdays, which is just like a side note, like getting the perfect birthday TikTok and the perfect birthday photo, which I've totally been there. And I do love a good birthday photo. I do love to celebrate all of that kind of stuff, but I feel like with all of that pressure to be happy on your birthday, it leaves no space for us to feel the emotions that actually come with our solar return, because it actually is a very emotional time. So our birthday, aka solar return, is when the sun comes back to where it was in our chart when we were born. So it happens once a year. Obviously, it takes the sun 365 days to make its trip, yada, yada, yada. That's the logistics behind it. But it also is symbolic of us shedding who we've been for the last year and kind of stepping into the new version of ourselves that we're supposed to be for that year, or that we want to be for that year. And that is actually very emotional, because with renewal and with new patterns and new things coming in, you have to have room to shed what you are no longer going to accept or what you're not going to bring into the next year with you. Also, birthdays, at least for me, are a time where it feels super obvious that time is passing, and not necessarily that I'm running out of time. I do think a lot of people think they are running out of time with every birthday, which just simply is not the case. We're all on our own specific, unique timeline, but that can bring up a lot of emotions as well. If you are not where you think you should be, it's just very emotional. So I feel like the normal celebration of birthdays leaves no room for that. So I like to kind of make my birthday feel like a new year. I don't really believe in New Year's Day, New Year's Eve being like our reset. I think that's actually such a random time to have a new year. If anything, we should all celebrate New Year in the spring with the spring equinox, but whatever. I think actually it's more beneficial, since we're all on our own timeline, our own cycles. We all are so different energetically and astrologically that we should treat our birthdays as our new year. So instead of vision boarding and setting New Year's resolutions on New Year's, I actually like to do that on my birthday. So this whole week before my birthday, I've really been reflecting and kind of just being very still. Ever since I started making time for this, it actually feels so freeing because I'm not like trying to fill my time with just super fun plans and be super fun and fill my time so I don't feel anything. I'm actually leaving space for myself to reflect and feel what I need to feel before the actual day of my birthday. So then I feel like that work has been done and I can enjoy myself better. So this whole week I've really been reflecting on the year that I've had. I'm really asking myself, what did I like about this year? What did I learn about myself this year? What habits have I formed that I didn't mean to form that I don't want to carry into my 29th year with me? I also took this time to really sit and do like my dream life meditation and think about what I actually want my dream life to look like. And then I made a vision board just on Pinterest. I didn't do like a big physical one this year. I kind of just did it on Pinterest, and then I'm going to make it into a wallpaper for my phone later. But I really got specific for every area of my life on that vision board. So I have finances on there, I have career, I have being a mom, I have what I want my labor to look like when I give birth this year, because I'm obviously going to be giving birth and having a newborn again this year. I think on my birthday last year, I was 8 weeks postpartum. If you told me last year that at my next birthday, I would be 5 months pregnant, I literally would not believe you. So that was a fun little surprise the universe threw my way. Not really even, because I kind of did. This is a whole side tangent. I kind of knew that I wanted another kid pretty quickly, but I was kind of in denial about it because the thought of it overwhelmed me. So anyway, I have how I want my birth to go on there, how I want my house to look. We are renting right now, so it is possible that we could be in the market for a new house. What I want my bedding to look like, how I want to dress this year. Just things like that. What hobbies I want to do. Do I want to do more Pilates? I do want to do more Pilates. I don't have a great place around here, but I'm just thinking about what kind of activities and what kind of things I want to be doing intentionally for my 29th year. So that is what I do for the whole week before my birthday. The sun represents our identity and how we move through the world and how we personally identify. I feel like our rising sign is how the world kind of perceives us and how we come off to the world, but our sun is like who we truly feel to our core, which I totally feel this as a Scorpio. I do feel like very intense almost and kind of misunderstood at times, even though I might not come off that way. I feel like I come off like a Gemini, super bubbly, but I feel like my style and like what I like and just like who I feel like myself as is very much Scorpio. So I like to do things on my birthday to kind of just honor that part of me. So I do like to, of course, have fun and celebrate on my birthday, but I found that as at least a Scorpio or just like a water sign who feels things super deeply, because by the way, if you are a water sign, you probably do cry on your birthday. If you're a girl, I mean, my husband's a water sign. He doesn't really cry on his birthday. I feel like, yes, I'm sure some men cry on their birthdays, but I feel like it's way more common that girls cry on their birthday. And I feel like it's just because our mind is wired so differently and we see it so differently, and it's just more intense and personal for us. But anyway, if you're a water sign, you probably feel it even more intensely because we just feel things like so deeply. So carve out time on your birthday to just feel. I know we've done the reflecting all the week leading up to it. We've kind of planned who we want to be for our birthday, but on my actual birthday, I like to have just the morning even to myself. And what I'll do is I will make my favorite coffee. I wake up with a clean house the night before. I make sure the house is exactly how I want it to be. This is also me being controlling, so whatever. But I have the house exactly how I want it to be. I wake up in the morning, I have my coffee, and then what I like to do is go and do a little tarot or oracle spread for myself for the year to come. And I will pull 12 cards. Sometimes I'll do tarot and oracle. Like I'll do the 12 tarot cards and then I'll pull 12 oracle for each one of those as well if I want to feel really intense about it. And then I will give myself a reading. I'll take as long as I want to do that, and I'll journal over my findings And it's just a really nice way to see what the year has in store for you. You could also book a tarot reading or whatever if you don't read yourself. So once I'm done doing my little spread, then what I'll do is I'll go to the Pattern app, which is one of my favorite astrology apps because it is so in detail. It's so good. And I kind of look at what my patterns for the year are going to be based on like how old I am, what is happening through my chart. So I'll just kind of compare those two just so I can get a vibe of what this year is going to look like for me. That's just so fun to me. I love that so much. So after I look at my Pattern app, I will pull up my vision board that I've already made from earlier in the week. I'll look at it, I'll really internalize it, I'll get into like a feeling of excitement for those things to come to me. And then I do my dream life meditation. So I can really just like lock everything in. I can feel it. I can feel the abundance of the year coming in. And I'll maybe have an incense going or like a candle going. And then at the end of it, I will blow the candle out and just kind of like make that my final wish, my final spell for the year. So you could even like put fun herbs on the candle. I like to do a gold candle because that's just like the vibe is like money and like success and all that kind of stuff, all good feelings, golden energy. Then I'll just kind of blow the candle out, and that is my morning to myself. I then like to usually work out, so I'll book like a fun Pilates class, or I'll just go for a walk with my family. And yeah, I like to just move my body just to set the tone for the year that I want to have like a nice, active, healthy year. And then I get ready like to my fullest. I usually have a tan because I love to be self-tanned, whatever. I have my nails on, I'll do my hair, I'll do my makeup, so cute. And then I will get into an outfit, not necessarily that's dressed up, but that just feels like me and that I'm excited to wear. So I can just be so comfortable and feeling like my true sun sign self on my birthday. And then of course I do like to do a birthday dinner. I usually like a fun like dinner just with Brad. I have done friend dinners before, but I really like it when it's just Brad and I. I like to go to like a dark, cute restaurant. And then of course I like to get a good photo. But that's usually how I prefer to spend my birthday. It's very low key. I haven't done a birthday trip. I would like to, I think, explore that maybe for my 30th birthday, to do a birthday trip, maybe solo, maybe just Brad and I, or family, who knows. We'll be a family of 4 by my 30th birthday, so let me not get ahead of myself. But that is kind of how I personally spend my birthday as a Scorpio. I'm sure that if you're a Leo or like some really social sign, you might want a big birthday party. And I found that I want that, but it stresses me out. So this is a birthday that I can have, that I feel good about, that really puts me in the right mindset for the year to come. And if I do end up crying, that is okay. At least I know what's coming, and I know that I'm not crazy or ungrateful or anything like that. It's just seriously such intense energy, but with intensity comes transformation. And I really just love this transformative time. You really can quantum jump on birthdays if you just decide who you want to be, treat it like your new year, because it's so much more energetically supported for this to be your new year than actual New Year's. So whenever your birthday is, come back to this, try it out, see what you think. Also, if you want to get even deeper into kind of strategizing your year and just kind of making a plan for that to execute based on your energy and everything like that, it's a great time to book like a one-on-one call or hire a coach or a mentor. So I have all those services as well down in the show notes for you if you're interested in exploring that further. The meditation I talked about is also linked down below. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into the 5th house frequency, and I will see you guys on Thursday as a 29-year-old. Bye.